Hello guys, my name is Sid and I would be teaching a few of the surveying concepts in my videos. I would be starting from basic concepts of surveying like azimuths and bearings, and we will be looking to some of the complex calculations and concepts as we go. And as we go, we will just move to a bigger board, good setup, good lighting. But my initial few videos would be like this. So just to begin with, so in let's begin with directions in surveying. So in surveying, we have two directions. One is azimuth and one is bearing. As I said, in surveying we have two directions. One is azimuth and the other one is bearing. So we will start with azimuth first. So azimuth always ranges from 0 to 360 degrees, and it is always referenced from the north. The other direction in surveying is bearing. So I will just write it down. So bearing, just bearing. So this is always 0 to 360 degrees. And bearing are always referenced from either north or south first, and then they are referenced either east or west. The other difference here between azimuth and bearing is like they are always 90 degrees. Like their values always ranges from 0 to 90, and there is either they are like north or northeast. Like they have one notation here of the direction, then the angle, and the other side of the direction. So going forward, we will discuss how the quadrants look. It's not similar at what you expect in maths. So like I'll just draw a rough diagram. So just like a compass, we have north, we have south, we have west, and east. So if you are looking at azimuth, it is always referenced from the north, and it is always 0 to 360. And if you are looking at bearing, so bearing are always reference in 90 degrees angle. So this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. Okay, so each of the quadrant is all 90-degree angles. So this is say 0 degree, and this is 90, this is 180, and this is 270, and you make a full 360 circle. So whenever you're dealing with azimuths are just like, if you are denoting an azimuth, azimuth would be just the numbers. There would be no letters. So like say 350 degrees, 1 minute and 59 seconds. But when you are dealing with bearing, there are some things you have to look towards. Suppose the angle is say 45 degrees, but so 45 degrees would be somewhere in this range, 0 to 90 degrees. So it would be somewhere here like this, that angle. So it would be north, and say I said 45, say 45 degrees, 0 minutes, 0 seconds, and it's towards east, so east, just like that. So now we will be looking at some of the conversions from azimuth to bearing and bearing to azimuth. First we will begin with azimuth to bearings, and here would be looking at a few of the conversions from azimuth to bearings. I have wrote down 2 questions, and I will be showing you how to convert it from azimuth to bearings and double checking it with the quadrant diagram. So first question, we have 23 degrees, 45 minutes, 33 seconds. So when the first we will make a quadrant, rough diagram of a quadrant. This is north, south, west, east. Okay, so we will just make a rough line, and this is just to make sure we are doing it correct. As you go along, you practice along, it would be pretty simple the to convert azimuth to bearings. But yeah, so we have 23 degrees 45 minutes and 36 seconds. So this line, so this is 0 degrees, this is 90 degrees, right? So this angle would be somewhere, if I make an angle, this line would be somewhat like this, like much more narrower, but just to, yeah, so this angle. So as I said, azimuths are always reference from the north, so we just need to find this. So in when it's in the first quadrant, like this is quadrant 1. So when it's first quadrant, we just need to just put the letters and that's it. So this is north, so north. We need to find this angle, we already have this angle, so 23 degrees 45 minutes 36 seconds, and it's the line is in going towards east. So just like that, that's your answer. It's just pretty simple. You just need to write the angle as it is, and you just need to write the directions, and that's how you convert it when the line or the angle is in first quadrant. So now we will see when the line is in second quadrant, and how do we know it's in second quadrant, just in case. So I will show you that. You make the quadrant diagram. Okay, so this is 143 degrees, so definitely it's past this because each quadrant is like 90 degrees. So it's in second quadrant because this is 90, this is 180, so the line lies between these two. Okay, so it says 140 degrees, so like approx rough, the line would be somewhat like this. Okay, so we have this angle because we know the azimuth, it is always reference from the north, so this is north. We have this angle, and whenever we are converting to bearing, so bearings are always either reference from the north or south first, or and then either west or east. So here the closest direction to the line is south, so it would be reference from south. So we just need to find this angle. Okay, so so rule of the thumb is this line is in south, so south would be our orientation, and the other direction is east, so southeast. So whenever a line is in second quadrant, you can always make a quadrant diagram just to make sure you're doing it correct for the initial times. So it's just basic maths here. As we know, this whole thing is 180 degree, and we know this angle, this is our azimuth, that is given 143 degrees 36 minutes and 15 seconds. So just like basic maths, we know this whole is 180, we know this is 140, we just need this. So if you just subtract the bigger one and the smaller one, you will get this angle. So you just need to, whenever the line is in second quadrant, you just do 180 minus whatever the given azimuth is, and you just put the orientation, so you get the bearing. So if you subtract 180 minus 143 degrees 36 minutes 15 seconds, you would get somewhere around 36 degrees 23 minutes and 45 seconds. So I did this on the calculator already. I would put some videos how to convert degrees, minutes, seconds to decimal degrees and vice versa, and how to do the maths on the calculator in the later videos. So that's how you convert the azimuth to bearings when the line is in second quadrant. So it's always 180 degree minus the azimuth, which is given to you here, and whatever you get, then you have to make sure you put the directions. If you don't put the direction, like don't enclose it within the two directions, then you're probably not going to get marks if you're in college, or if you're a professional, then yeah, it would be wrong. So definitely there should be an orientation enclosed with the angle whenever you're dealing with bearing. So now we will be moving forward to our third quadrant. How to convert azimuth to bearing when our line is in third quadrant. So just to make sure, how do we know it's in third quadrant, just in case? Okay, so this, as I said, this each is 90, so 90, 180, 270. So definitely this azimuth which is given to us in this question is in the third quadrant. So it's 208, so this is 180, so somewhat like that. And as I mentioned, azimuth are always referenced from either north, south, and then it goes east or west. So definitely when you look at this line, this is on this side, so it would be referenced from south, and it's like orienting towards west. So whenever we are converting this azimuth to reduce it to the bearing form, so it would be oriented south, whatever the angle we found out, and then west. Okay, so whenever we are converting in the line which is in third quadrant, so we just have to subtract 180 from the azimuth which is given here, and to get the bearing value, and then we just add the letters south and west. So here, if you just we have 208 degrees 36 minutes 15 seconds. So we will just take this azimuth, we will subtract 180 degrees from this value, and I just already did it in the calculator. It's somewhere around so you will get this. So when you did the maths, you get the bearing value. So it is right now, it's not in bearing. So the important thing to make it a bearing is always add the letters. So the line is orientating southwest, so that would be southwest. So now it's a bearing value, and we found this angle. Okay, so just in case if you guys have confusion, so I will just make it clear. So in the question, the azimuth given is like this whole angle. This whole is 208 degrees and 36 minutes 15 seconds. And as we know, we just reference it from the south or north, so we just need this angle. So we know by maths, like this is 90, this is 90, 180. So if we just subtract this part, we will get this bearing angle. And that's how you do it for the third quadrant. Here we will look at when the line is in quadrant 4. So whenever the line is in quadrant 4, we just subtract whatever the given azimuth is from 360 degrees. We get the bearing value, and we just put the letters north and west. I will show you how. So in a given question, it's 318 degrees 41 minutes 44 seconds. So that's the azimuth. Azimuths are always referenced from the north, so we have this angle. Okay, so we have to convert it into bearings. So like I mentioned, the bearings are always referenced from the north or south, and then it goes east or west. So the nearest here is north, so it would be north something, and it's towards west, so north something west. So here what we do is we will just subtract 360 degrees from the given azimuth, and I just did it on calculator. I'll just write it down: 41, 18, 60. Okay, 16 seconds, just make sure. Okay, so here we got we got the bearing value. So now we have the bearing value, we just need to add the letters. North 41 degrees in minutes 16 seconds, and west. So we got this angle. So this is the bearing which we just found out here. Okay. So that's how you convert the lines from azimuth to bearings in each quadrant. If you guys have any questions, any doubts, just let me know and I will try to answer that.